So, solving radical equations. Equations containing variables with radical signs are called radical equation. For example, square root of x minus 3 is equal to 3. Square root of x plus 9 plus square root of 7 is square root of x is equal to 7. The cube root of x plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So a solution to a radical equation is a real number which, when substituted for the variable, it will gives you a true equation. So let's have here the different example. Example number 1, show that 12 is a solution of square root of x minus 3 is equal to 3. So if we substitute the value of x, which is 12, minus 3, is it equal to 3? So 12 minus 3, that is 9. Square root of 9, that is equal to 3. So that equation is true. Number 2, shows that 0 is a solution of the cube root of x plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So how did we get 0 kaya? So that will be our topic later on. So, the cube root of, upon substitution, the cube root of 0 plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So, palitan po natin, that is equal to cube root of 1, that is 1. 1 plus 2, that is 1 plus 2, that is 3. And they are equal. Or that the equation is true if the value of x is equal to 0. Number 3, show that square root of x is equal to negative 3. Has no solutions. Why? Always remember, the radical symbol indicates the positive or the principal square root of a number. So, since square root of x must be positive, so square root of x is equal to 3 has no solution. So, wala daw pong solution. So if A and B are real numbers and n is a positive integer and A is equal to B, then always remember A raised to n is equal to B raised to n. This principle can be applied to solve radical equation. Example, number 1, if the square root of x is equal to 2, if you just think for the value of x that it will give you a 2 as the result, madali lang siya kasi isipin nyo lang, ano kayo yung number na square root? Ano kayo yung x para maging 2? So, alam nyo na agad, ano yung square root of x? O, square root ng, makikita nyo ang sagot nyo ay 2. So, that will be square root of 4. Pero paano kaya kung mahirap yung given? So, ang magiging procedure natin, step number 1, is you need to square, kapag po square root ang given, we need to square both sides. Kapag nag-square ka sa left, mag-square ka din po sa right. So, ang magiging reason natin dito, bakit tayo nag-square both sides, is to cancel the radical sign or the radical symbol. Why? 'Di ba? Ang radical symbol natin is 1/2. So 1/2 times 2, that is already equal to 1. So ang matitira na lang is x, and then 2 times 2, that is equal to 4. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 4. Next, if the cube root of x is equal to 5. So, since cube root naman ang given, so ano gagawin natin? So, we need to get the cube of the 2 sa left and then sa right. So, cube root, para po ito ay magiging 1. So, 1/3 times 3, that is already equal to 1. So, magiging x na lang is equal to, you need to multiply 5 raised to the third power. You need to multiply 5 3 times itself. 5 times 5, that is 25, times 5, that is 125. Always remember yung exponent, ha? Hindi po ibig sabihin, you need to multiply 5 times 3. That is already wrong because that is 15. You need to multiply the base thrice itself. That is the definition of an exponent. So the converse of this statement is true for odd n and false for an even n. Why? If n is an odd and a raised to n is equal to b raised to n, then a is equal to b. Paano naman kaya kapag even? If n is even and a raised to n is equal to b raised to n, then it is possible that a should not be equal to 0. Let's see. Example, negative 3 square is equal to 9. Di ba negative times negative, that is positive. Positive 3 times positive 3, that is also 9. So therefore, pero pag tinitignan ninyo, negative 3 is not equal to positive 3. Okay, so let's have here an example. Square root of x minus 3 is equal to 4. First step, ang gagawin natin is square natin magkabilaan. So, from sa left at saka sa right. Kasi po, bakit square? Kasi po, ang index po natin ay 2, radical sign. So, magiging result natin ay x minus 3 is equal to 4 times 4, that is equal to 16. And then, we need to get the additive inverse of negative 3. And that is positive 3. So, 16 plus 3, that is equal to 19. Or nasanay kayo, pag nilipat nyo to sa kabila, magiging positive. 16 plus 9, magiging 19. Therefore, ang value ng x natin ay 19. Next, 3. Quantity x plus 3 plus 7, square root of x plus 3 is equal to 28. Kung mapapansin ninyo to, sa addition na napag-aralan natin nung nakaraan, parehas po sila ng radicand, parehas din sila ng index. So, simplify po muna natin. We need to add the numerical coefficient. 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. So, magiging 7 is square root of 3 is equal to 28. Okay, yan ang step number 1. Simplify. Okay. Next, number 2, we need to isolate the radical. So, paano natin i-isolate yung radical natin nito? We need to divide both sides. Since divisible, so i-divide natin both sides. Magiging x plus 3 na lang, 28 divided by 7, that is equal to 4. Yun. Tapos, step number 3 is square both sides. So, square both sides daw natin yan. So, magiging x plus 3 or square root of x plus 3 is equal to 4 square. Magiging x plus 3, 4 times 4, 16. Ilipat natin si 3. So, ang magiging sagot po natin, solve the equation, ang magiging sagot natin ay equal to 13. Kasi pag nilipat mo to, magiging negative. So, 16 minus 3, that is equal to 13. Okay? So, to solve a radical equation containing one square root, first step, you need to isolate the radical on one side of the equation. Ang second step natin is you need to square both sides of the equation. Ang pangatlo po natin, we need to solve for the variable. At ang pang-apat natin, you need to check the solution. So, example, ito po. So, kailangan nating i-isolate. Proceed tayo sa step number 1. Isolate natin. So, magiging square root of x plus 3 is equal to 5. Isolate. And then, step number 2 is square both sides. So, pag in-square natin both side ito, ayan. Pag in-square po natin both side, ayan, matatanggal yung radical sign at saka yung exponent, magiging x plus 3 na lang, tapos 5 times 5, that is equal to 25. And then, solve for the variable, lilipat natin si positive 3, magiging negative. So, 25 minus 3, that is equal to 22. So, magiging true kaya? So, let's check the solution. First, we need to substitute. Palitan mo daw po yung x ng 22. So, 22 plus 3 minus 5, that is 22 plus 3, that is 25. 25 minus 5, that 25, that is a square root of 25, that is 5. 5 minus 5, that is equal to 0. Therefore, if the value of x is equal to 22, to make the equation true. Wala na pong iba. Okay? So, 22 lang daw po. That is the solution set. Okay. Proceed po tayo. Another example, or let's have another example. What if ang given po natin ay square root of number 1. Square root of a square root of 3b is equal to square root of 3. So, ang first step natin dito, parehas na may square root, di ba? So, square natin both side para matanggal po yung, hindi kayo mahirapan, para matanggal po agad yung radical sign. Ayan. So, ito na po ay magiging 1. So, magiging 3b is equal to 3. And then, divide both side by 3. Divide both side by 3. Therefore, ang magiging sagot natin ngayon, b now, is equal to 1. Okay? 1 na po yung sagot po natin. Check natin. Square root of 3 times 1, that is square root of 3. So, true po yung equation natin. Number 2. Number 2. Paano naman kung ang given natin ay square root of 4c minus 1 is equal to the square root of 11. Same procedure, may papapansin kayong radical. So, to remove that 1, we need to square both sides. Square, square. So, ang matitira na lang, since ito po ay magiging 1, 4c minus 1 is equal to 11. Ayan. Tapos, anong gagawin natin dyan? We need to ilipat natin sa kabila. So, magiging 4c is equal to 11 plus 1. Magiging 4c is equal to 12. Divide both side by 4. Divide both side by 4. So, ibig sabihin, ang c natin ngayon ay equal to what? 3. Ayan. So, magiging equal to 3. Gets natin? Next, paano naman kung ang given natin ay, yan, ito po yung mga nasa activity nyo sa last. So, kapag nakinig po kayo dito, madali nyo na lang pong sasagutan yung last. Kasi, andito na po yung mga sagot. X plus 1. X plus 1 is equal to, or sum of the given lang ha, hindi lahat ng given. And then, x square natin, square natin. Ayan. So, cancel. X plus 1 is equal to 9 times 9, that is 81. And then, x now is equal to, get the additive inverse of positive 1, that is equal to negative 1. So, 81 minus 1, that is equal to 80. So, ibig sabihin, ang x natin ay 80. Madali, mahirap. I am hoping na naiintindihan nyo po yung lesson po para at least mabilis nyo lang masagutan yung last po ninyo. Last example na ibibigay ko. So, number 4. Square root of 3a plus 4 is equal to 1. Same procedure, square both sides. Ayan. And then next, isolate natin, magiging 3a plus 1 is equal to, plus 4 is equal to 1. And then, additive inverse. So, magiging 3a is equal to, yung magiging negative 4, magiging plus 1. So, 3a is equal to negative 3. Divide both side by 3. Divide both side by 3. Therefore, ang a natin ay equal to negative 1. Ayan na po ang sagot natin. Clear? So, let's proceed. I will be giving you some problem solving involving radical equations. Kasi sa activity natin sa last number 8, meron po tayong isang problem solving. So, I will be giving you a lot of examples under po ng radical equation. So, let's proceed. The square root of a number, the square root of the sum of a number and 9 is 6. Find the number. So, if we analyze, let x be the number. And x plus 9, the sum of the number and 9. Ito po, the sum of a number and 9, yan po ay x plus 9. Is means equal. So, square root of x plus 9 is equal to 6. So same, square both sides of the equation since the index is 2. Magiging x plus 9 is equal to 36. And then simplify po natin. 36 APE, additive, inverse. Magiging 36 minus 9, that is equal to 27. Ang value daw po ng x natin is equal to 27. So, let's check. 27 plus 9 equal to 6. 27 plus 9 is 36. Is it equal to 6? Then, square root of 36, that is 6. 6 is equal to 6. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 27. Okay? Another problem. A man walks 8 meters to the east. So, 8 meters to the east. And then turn south and walk 6 meters. How far is he from this starting point? Ito po yung magiging topic natin for sa third quarter. It is all about the Pythagorean theorem. Pero meron na po kayong pahapyaw po dito. So, solution, we need to visualize the problem and sketch the figure. So, as possible, you need to sketch the figure. Saan ba ang east natin? Saan ba ang west? Saan ba ang west? Saan ba ang south? Saan ba ang north? So, dapat alam nyo po. And then, nag-let A na lang po be the starting point para pag nag-walk yung lalaki, yung tao, mayroon, alam natin kung saan ang starting point natin. So, at ang ending po natin, the turning point is letter, or that we let it as letter C. So, the distance of the man from the starting point is what we called, eto po, the distance of the man from the starting point is what we called the C, or that is what we call the hypotenuse. That is the longest side of the right triangle, and it is opposite of the right angle. Andito ang right angle natin, which is 90 degrees. Opposite niyan. Okay, so paano daw po kukunin ang unknown? Since meron na tayong given na ito po, from east, 8 meters, from south, that is 6 meters. So, ibig sabihin, sa Pythagorean theorem kasi natin, ang formula ng Pythagorean theorem sa right triangle, okay? Sa right triangle, so consider natin ito yung right triangle natin. Ang magiging formula natin lagi ay C is equal to C square is equal to A squared plus B squared. Yan po ang formula po natin. So, since square root po, ang ginawa na po ay sinimplify na agad. Extract square root na para since ang nahahanap natin ay C, which is the longest side of the right triangle, which is the hypotenuse. So, C now is equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared. Substitute natin, yung A natin, ilelet na natin yung mas pinakamaliit. That is 6. At ang B natin yung mas malaki. That is 8. So, multiply. Exponent yan eh. 6 times 6, that is 36. 8 times 8, that is 64. So, square root of 36 plus 4, that is equal to 100. And what is the square root of 100? That is equal to 10. Ayan. So, the distance of the man from his starting point is 10 meters. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, 8, 6, 10. 10 mas malaki dapat kasi it is the longest side of the right triangle. Kaya pag napansin ninyo, pag chinek po natin, 8 squared plus 6 squared, is it equal to 10 squared? Oh, question mark. 6 times 6, that is 64, plus 36, is it equal to 100? So, 36, yes, they are equal. Ayan. So, ganito po yung gagawin nyo doon sa last po ninyo. Pythagorean theorem din po. Real life situation yung nandun. So, let's have here another one. A ladder 12 feet tall leans against the wall of a building. The ladder touches a point of the wall 6 feet from the ground. 6 feet from the ground. So, may hagdan daw, leans against the wall. So, ito yung hagdan, 12 feet daw. So, 6 feet ang kanyang height from the ground. So, ang tanong, how far is the foot of the ladder from the building? So, ang tanong, gaano kalayo yung foot ng ladder from the building. Kaya po ang nagiging unknown po natin na isa is ito po. Since yung Pythagorean theorem natin a while ago doon sa solution natin na nauna or sa problem natin na nauna, which is yung c square is equal to a squared plus b squared, dito po, magde-derive tayo ng another formulas. Kasi ang C lang po, itong formula na to, ay gagamitin lang natin kung ang unknown natin is yung hypotenuse or yung longest side of the right triangle. Pero ngayon po kasi, hindi po ang unknown natin ay yung longest side. So, de-derive po tayo. Pag nag-derive po tayo, may magma-minus po dito. For example, itong B ang i-derive natin. So, ililipat natin si A sa kabila. So, magiging C minus A na siya. So, subtraction na po. Kapag ang nawawala ay A or yung dalawang sides ng right triangle, hindi yung hypotenuse, subtraction ang mangyayari. Magiging C square minus A square or magiging C squared minus B squared. Yun lang yung shortcut. Laging tatandaan. So, here, distance ang hinahanap kung gaano kalayo yung foot ng ladder doon sa building. So, magiging subtraction. So, D now is equal to L square minus the height. Okay, or the hypotenuse. So, 12 squared minus 6 squared. 144 minus 36, that is 108. So, ito po, mapapansin ninyo, ang 108 is not a perfect square number. Napag-aralan na natin yan. You need to think for the possible factor of 108, that one factor should be a perfect square number. So, 36 times 3. And then, kunin mo po yung square root ng 36. That is 6 square root of 3. Therefore, the distance of the foot of the ladder from the foot of the building is 6 square root of 3 feet. Gaano kalayo daw po yung foot ng ladder sa building? Yan ay 6 square root of 3. Yan. Another example, the square of or the area of the square lot is 162 square meter. Another real life situations that you encounter in your daily lives. How long is the side of the square? So since you are aware na ang formula natin in finding for the area of the square, that is area is equal to S square. That is the area of the square. So just substitute 162 is equal to S square. So 162. Possible factor. This one is still not a perfect square number. So you need to think for the possible factor of 162 that one factor should be a perfect square number. So 81 times 2. And then simplify natin yung radicand. What is the square root of 81? That is 9. Square root of 2 meters. The side of the square. So, ano po yung side ng square daw natin? Kung ito ang square natin, ang apat na side or ang side niya po ay 9 square root of 2. Yan. Next, number 4. Same, the diagonal of the rectangle. Ito yung problem kanina ng another one na problem ng right triangle. Nagagamitan natin ng Pythagorean theorem. Is x squared of x. If the width of the rectangle is x and the length is twice the width, what is the dimension of the rectangle? Twice the width daw. So, you need to let x and then be the and twice yung natin. Tapos, 5 square root of x. So, sa substitute natin, ito ang hypotenuse, ito yung dalawang sides. So, 5 square root of x raised to the 2. Ito po, naka-x square sila parehas. So, ito po, didistribute kasi natin yan. Kaya naging 25. Tapos, cancel yung radical, cancel exponent, magiging 25x. Is equal to 2x times 2x, that is 4x squared plus x squared. And then, anong gagawin natin? Iko-combine po natin to. Kasi may 1 po yan na numerical coefficient. Huwag nyo pong kakalimutan. So, 4 plus 1, that is 5x squared. Divide both side by 5x. So, magiging ang x natin ngayon ay magiging equal to 5. Therefore, the width is 5 units. Ito daw po ay 5 units. Ang length po natin kapag ito ay 5, ito ay magiging 10. Tapos, ang unit ng diagonal natin ay 5 square root of. Ito po ay 5. Yan. Nang sagot natin. Clear? So, last example. A 10-foot board leans against an 8-foot wall so that the top end of the board is at the top of the wall. How far must the bottom of the board be from the wall? So, ito po. So, let x be the distance from the bottom of the board to the wall. Ito po, let x po yan. Ang sabi po dyan, 8 foot so that the top end. Ayan po yung height niya. 8 foot daw po yung wall. Tapos, the word lens against 10 foot. Ayan, yung parang hagdan. Ayan, 10 foot. So, anong gagawin natin? Same procedure. Pythagorean theorem, x squared plus 8x is equal to 10 squared. So, x squared is equal to 10 times 10. That is 100 minus 64. Ito po, 68 times 8 naging 64. Nilipat sa kabila, magiging 36. So, x squared is equal to 36. Square root ng 36, that is, x is equal to positive 6 and x is equal to negative 6. Possible, let's check. Both are a solution of the radical equation, but since the distance from the bottom of the board to the wall must be non-negative. Lagi niyong tatandaan, pag distance, walang negative. So, ang i-consider lang natin ay positive 6. So, ang distance ng from the bottom of the board to the wall must be positive 6. So, ito po ay positive 6. I do hope na masasagutan niyo po yung activity natin na posted sa ating classroom. Thank you so much for listening.